Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out, working on this 2007 07 Honda. That's the model number. Last video, we found out the intake valve was stuck in the open position. That gave us zero compression. Previous to that, I had checked the keyway to make sure that wasn't sheared. I probably did it backwards, but we ended up rectifying it. I put the overhead valve cover back on after I oiled the crap out of the intake valve. So this was in a group of 4 for 40, this Honda. This is the last one I've been messing with. These other fine beauties have been rectified. The Murray, another Honda, and the Mangler are all ready to go. Or nearly ready. This one needs a air filter cover. So if you look on the ground, you see a bunch of yellow strands. Right now it's pollen season. These oak trees shed these yellow strands. They're full of pollen. If you've ever been to Florida in the springtime, this stuff flies out of the trees. It's like yellow snow. They're actually called catkins, which produce pollen. So they'll pop out in the springtime, produce a lot of pollen, fall to the ground as the new growth on the trees comes out. So this stuff's a pain in the ass. If you're allergic to pollen, this stuff will drive you crazy here at the springtime. It's also a pain in the ass to get off of the lawn. I wait to do my raking in the springtime. The leaves start falling in the fall, but I don't mess with it till these catkins come down, and then I rake it all up together as one kit and caboodle. This stuff also leaves pollen all over your vehicle. If you park outside, you'll wake up and the windshield will be yellow with pollen dust. Luckily, I'm not allergic to pollen, or I'd be bawling my eyes out right about now. So, this thing's been put back together. I did the carburetor work on it just now. The carburetor was pretty scaly. If you see all this white stuff, this is some of the white scale that came out of the bowl. I just tapped the bowl on the deck here, and all this white crud poured out of it. So anywho, it did take quite a bit of cleaning. The jet was snotted up. I wire brushed the bowl, got all that cleaned up. So I did a relatively good job on cleaning that. We're going to find out here in a minute. This thing's ready to start. I added oil to it because in the last video, most of it poured out of the overhead valve cover onto the ground, which gave me a hazardous material cleanup on aisle 1. So I got more oil in it now. All we need to do is add some fresh gas, and we'll try pulling on this thing. Oh, most importantly, mid-80s, 30 degrees centigrade, Celsius. turn the fuel valve on. The tank did have water in it when I took the tank off to get to the flywheel. Let's let that sit for a few seconds, see if the bowl stays dry. Okay, we're dry, so I think we can go ahead and try this thing. I think the main issue with the no compression was that stuck intake. Secondary was the crusty carburetor. Got to put a handle on it eventually if this thing starts. If it starts, we're at 100% with the 4 for 40. I'll be quite pleased. I keep forgetting this is not a pull and go. You've got to set the choke, and I had it way up here, not on choke. So it's got to be set to the choke position. This is kind of old school. So let's try this again. Choke wafer is closed. Just stole it off the other machine. That didn't help at all. So we're not at 100%, we're at 80%. It started, we got surging, so I got to go back into this thing and look around some more. Maybe clean the carburetor a second time. Tank was dry and empty. I got the water out of the tank, so I'm not exactly sure what the deal is. But anyway, I'll still take the 80% for now. I'll keep cracking at the 07 and try to rectify that surging. Seems to do better on partial choke. I figured maybe with the filter and the cover from the other Honda, because I've run into that before. The filter actually makes a difference. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'll keep plowing ahead. I hear a radial engine in the background, a plane's going by. Looks like a single engine World War II trainer from here. Like that radial engine sound. Okay, sorry we didn't have success, kids and cadets. Sometimes crapola happens. Today just happens to be one of those days. The HRR2162 is not cooperating. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate all you new kids and cadets coming out and checking out this junk on 4 wheels. Please tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. They're really hustling for those tips. I appreciate your generosity and tipping them accordingly. Have a great day today.